They say getting older means getting wiser, but they never warned us that it might also mean getting less sleep. If you're over 50 and finding it harder and harder to fall asleep, or if you're waking up in the middle of the night feeling wide awake while the world sleeps on, let me tell you something that most doctors won't. It's not just your age. It's not just stress. It's not even your hormones. It's your habits. Quiet, sneaky, everyday habits that have crept into your routine over the years and are now slowly ruining your sleep one night at a time. My name is Dr. Harold Morris. I'm a retired physician, 72 years old, and after working with thousands of patients over 4 decades, I've seen firsthand how small things can make a big difference, especially after 50. In this video, I want to tell you about the 5 worst habits I've seen that destroy sleep in older adults and what you can do instead. And I want to start with something deceptively simple that's ruined more nights than anything else: eating too close to bedtime. Now, when I say this, some people laugh. "Doc, I just have a snack." But your body doesn't laugh. After 50, our digestion slows dramatically. The stomach takes longer to break down food, especially carbohydrates and fat. So when you eat at 9 p.m., your body is still working at midnight. It's pumping insulin, digesting sugars, and creating heat, all of which interfere with your natural drop in core body temperature needed for sleep. One of my patients, a 66-year-old retired engineer named Paul, came in with chronic insomnia. He was eating a peanut butter sandwich at 10 p.m. every night, said it helped him feel cozy. But when we ran his blood glucose levels overnight, they were spiking and crashing while he slept. That roller coaster was waking his brain every 90 minutes. We moved his last meal to 6:30 p.m. and replaced the snack with a calming cup of valerian root tea. Within 2 weeks, he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. The fix isn't to go to bed hungry. It's to allow your body to wind down naturally. If you truly need something, go for a magnesium-rich banana, a few almonds, or warm non-dairy milk. Avoid sugar, starch, and anything your body has to work to process. Trust me, your sleep will thank you. But as powerful as food is, it's not the only thing throwing off your body's sleep signals. The next habit is just as common, and most people have no idea it's connected to sleep at all. Habit number 4 is irregular sleep and wake times. It's easy to fall into the patterned sleep late on weekends, nap in the afternoon, or stay up watching television just this once. But your brain isn't built for randomness. It's built for rhythm. When you go to bed at 10 p.m. one night and 1 a.m. the next, you confuse your internal clock. It stops trusting you. And when that happens, sleep becomes fragmented, inconsistent, and shallow. I once treated a retired couple, both in their late 60s. He was an early riser, she was a night owl. They kept different schedules, which threw off both of their rhythms. Once they agreed to a shared bedtime and wake-up time with no more than 30 minutes of variation, their sleep improved within days. Think of it this way. Your brain is like a train station. If the train to deep sleep only departs at 10 p.m. and you miss it, you don't just catch the next one. You wait hours or miss it entirely. Pick a bedtime. Stick to it. Wake up at the same time, even on weekends, and no long naps, 20 to 30 minutes max if needed. Now finally, habit number 5. It may be the most underestimated of all: going to bed with a racing mind. You lie down, the room is quiet, but your brain gets louder. You replay conversations. You worry about your health. You think about that thing you forgot to do. And suddenly it's 2 a.m. This is a fight-or-flight response. The body can't rest if the brain thinks there's danger, even if the danger is just your to-do list. I teach my patients a technique called brain dump. Each night, write everything that's on your mind. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Then breathe deeply and say out loud, "It's okay to rest now." This tiny ritual tells your nervous system it's safe to sleep. I've seen it transform lives. One widower named Henry, age 80, hadn't slept more than 4 hours in years. The brain dump technique gave him his first full night of sleep in a decade. Don't underestimate the emotional weight we carry into bed. Offload it. Forgive the day. Let go. Your body is wise. It will take care of the rest. To close, let me say this. Sleep after 50 doesn't have to be a mystery. You don't need more pills. You need fewer bad habits. Eat earlier. Get the morning sun. Turn off your screens. Stick to a schedule. Quiet your mind. These aren't just sleep tips, they're life tips. And if you found this helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What habit are you going to change this week? Which of these hit home the most? Share this with someone you love, someone over 50 who deserves real rest. And don't forget to subscribe if you want more practical health advice from someone who's lived it, not just studied it. Until next time, sleep well and stay well. Habit number 2 is lack of sunlight, specifically in the morning. Yes, I said sunlight. I know you thought this was about sleep, but your ability to fall asleep tonight is determined by what happens in the first few hours after you wake up. That's because of your circadian rhythm, your internal body clock. And that clock relies on light to know when to turn on and when to turn off. Most older adults don't get outside in the morning. They stay inside, drink their coffee, watch the news, maybe do a crossword puzzle, and that's fine. But it doesn't trigger the brain's natural timer to start the melatonin countdown. One of my patients, a lovely woman named Doris, 74 years old, hadn't slept well in over a decade. She told me, "I just lay there, staring at the ceiling until 2 or 3 a.m. I asked about her mornings. She said she didn't go outside until late afternoon. That was the problem. I had her sit on her front porch for just 10 minutes every morning before 9 a.m. No sunglasses, no screen. Within 10 days, she was falling asleep by 9:30 p.m. like clockwork. Morning sunlight stops melatonin, resets your brain, and starts a 12-14-hour countdown toward natural sleepiness. It also boosts serotonin, which stabilizes mood and reduces nighttime anxiety. If you can't get sun, a bright light therapy lamp in the morning can help. But real sunlight is the gold standard. That brings me to habit number 3, one I battle with even in my own home screen time before bed. Now, I understand the temptation. You want to unwind with your favorite show, scroll through your phone, check emails or Facebook, but that glowing screen is a sleep killer. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the very hormone your body needs to feel drowsy. Worse, the content you're consuming, news, drama, scrolling, endlessly keeps your brain active and emotionally engaged. I had a friend, Tom, 70 years old, who couldn't figure out why he wasn't sleeping despite taking melatonin. I asked him about his evening routine. He said, "Well, I usually watch cable news for a couple hours. Then I play poker on my tablet." There it was. His brain was overstimulated and bathed in blue light until 11 p.m. We implemented a no-screen rule after 8 p.m. He switched to listening to jazz and reading novels. He started sleeping 90 minutes longer within 1 week. If you're serious about sleep, screens must go off at least 60 minutes before bedtime. Switch to a real book, calming music, or even journaling. Your brain needs to descend, not stay on alert. And speaking of alertness, the next habit is one I call the timing trap, and it affects almost every senior I know.